So we saw indexing, slicing, and all the base, no, only indexing and slicing, right? So let's see the other basic operation: concatenation, repetition, and membership and identity operation on this. So let's say, what is concatenation? So concatenation is joining two strings together. Okay. So for example, let's say if you have str1 is equal to Python, and if you have str2 is equal to class, and if you want to join these two strings, then you can simply use, for the concatenation operation, we use the plus operator. Okay, plus operator for the concatenation, right? So if you will be writing str1 plus str2, and if you will execute it, so it will combine these two strings. Now remember one thing: while doing the concatenation operation, both the operands should be of string type. If concatenation is, if you are performing on strings. Okay, fine, clear everyone? Concatenation, any question?
Can you concatenate integers?
Concatenate integers means how you can concatenate
Not in
integers?
the form of string, just a simple query.
No, so
That is,
if you
that won't
want,
be possible, right?
no,
That will go for addition.
yes, that will go for addition, correct?
What if you have to add a space? Then will you put that space in single quotes or double quotes in between? No, no, no. Not in this way.
Hmm.
Let here. Then you will put it in single quotes.
Single,
Okay.
double quote, anything you can use. No?
Anything. Okay, fine, fine. Thanks.
Fine, everyone. Anything else? Any other question on concatenation?
Want to concatenate a string with a numeric, rather integer. So do we have to convert that int into string and then do the
Yes.
concatenation?
Yes. So
No, in
as
that case, I guess we will be putting it in quotes. That number in quotes.
I was saying
No,
that,
suppose I am using it as a variable which is of type integer.
Okay.
okay. See, you have str1, you have let's say num1 is equal to 9, right? So if you want to concatenate this, then what you have to do, str1 plus you have to write str of num1. Okay, this way you have to do. So for the concatenation operation,
Okay.
you have to take both the operands as the string. If you'll be taking any other data type, apart from string, that will raise the error, type error. Can't concatenate string, can concatenate string to string only, not with the other data type.
Hi Abhishek. If I want to write something like square root of 9 is 3, where like there are two numbers. So in C, typically we do it with percentile, yes, percentile, yep, those kind of characters. So is it possible in Python?
That is string formatting. Okay. So let's say if you want to print some value, something like this. So you have A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, and you want to print the output as sum of 10 and 20 is 30, right? Correct. So basically you want to replace this value. So not only 10,
Yes.
here you will replace the value, whatever the value of A will be there, it will get replaced. If you're writing 100, it should get replaced with 100. Okay. That is the string concatenation. You can use two ways to format this string in the print function. For example, let's say whatever you want to print, here, you may write that into the quotation, the sum of this and this is this. Okay. Now dot format function you will use, and these all are called the placeholders, right? So there are three placeholders. You have to provide the values accordingly. Now you will be writing a comma b comma a plus b. Okay. Now if you will be executing it, so it will give you the result accordingly. Okay. So it will replace the value of A, B, and A plus B in the same order. Okay. So now if you are writing 100, here 200, then it will be writing 100, 200 is 300. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even the memory allocation will also get changed accordingly in this case.
Memory allocation as well.
Like or if the integer is a bigger number, then according to that, the size will vary here,
Yes,
right?
yes. Memory allocation, all those things happen the way it happens. That is normal.
Okay. Okay.
Now let's say you can do another way of you can do this.
Abhishek, I have a doubt. You have mentioned in line number 14, the sum of curly bracket and there is another curly bracket. What does those brackets mean?
These bracket are the placeholders. They are going to hold some values. Which values they will hold? They will hold these values which you are mentioning here. You are able to see three placeholders here, right? 1, 2, and 3. We are passing three values inside the format function.
Okay, so A, B, and A plus B. Yeah,
Yes.
got it.
Okay. Now, similarly, you can use this way also. For example, the string which you want to format, you can write F in the beginning, and the value which you want to replace here, that value you can write in these brackets. Instead of writing inside the format function, you can write it inside here. Okay. So if you'll be writing A, B, and A plus B, so it will be again replacing the values accordingly.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So Abhishek, in the second print function, what you have used, right? So you used a f in the beginning.
F, yes.
Yeah. So what is the difference between that and the previous function? It's just a format, dot format.
This is the feature of Python 3.
Python 3. Okay.
Yes, that is not available in Python 2.
Okay. So this is only with the Jupyter notebook, what you mentioned.
No, not with
Where,
the not with
where,
the Jupyter notebook. It is
okay.
with all the
Wherever,
Python 3. It is available with Python 3 in any IDE. This is the
in
Python.
okay. And the above, the first print function, what you have mentioned, the dot format, that can be used even in the versions below Python 3, correct?
Below?
I mean, any versions below 3, any Python versions below 3 is
Yeah.
where this can be.
It can be used anywhere. Python 2, Python 3, Python 2.x, anywhere.
Okay. The second print function is only Python 3 and onwards,
Yes.
if anything. Okay. Thank you, Abhishek.
Anything else, guys?
Abhishek, in line number 15, the F stands for format, right?
Yes, F stands for format, that you want to string. You want to format this string.
Okay.
Any other?
And yeah, another question. So here you have shown only the formatting of string, correct? Okay. Okay. Thanks, Abhishek.
Okay, guys. Anything else? Any other question, guys? Anyone having any other question on concatenation string formatting? No. So now I'm moving to the next topic, that is repetition. Now, what is repetition? So repeating this string. Of string. Okay. Now we use star operator for this. Okay. And one operand should be string, should be of string type, and other operand should be of int type. Remember that. And if you are performing the repetition operation, okay, yeah, if you are performing the repetition operation on the string, okay, not concatenation, repetition. Fine. Okay. So now let's say if we have num1 is equal to 3, then if you will be writing here str1 into num3 or num1, then it will be repeating this string 3 times. Okay. Why? Because here you have number 3 and you are repeating this string 3 times. Clear, everyone? Any question? Please let me know.
Check if it is a float point.
No, you cannot take a floating point value. That will give you the error. Okay.
So
So
like 3.0 also it will be like an error.
into 3.0 if you are writing, that is going to give you the error type error, can't multiply sequence by non-int of type float. Okay, so that is going to be type error.
Abhishek, is it mandatory to define a variable, or can we directly use the integer here?
You can directly use the integer.
Right.
Okay, anything else, guys?
Actually, Abhishek, if I want to print the reverse of a string, how can I print that? Should I use slicing?
Yes, obviously, that is what I was going to do, reverse of string. So you have str1 of colon minus 1. Okay. Clear?
Repeating this.
Repeating this, you can repeat it.
Into 3.
Four times you are repeating it.
Okay.
Okay.
I have one more question. What if you don't define that string one? Can we directly put Python there? And
Yes, why not? Control C. Okay.
makes sense. Okay, Abhishek.
Anything else, guys? Any other question on concatenation and repetition?
No, how to check if two strings are equal?
Two strings are equal. That is the equality operator. I'll be okay. So let's say two strings having equal content. Okay, equal content. So you may write, let's say, str1 equal to Python. That will return you true because the content in str1 is Python starting with capital P. Here also it is Python starting with capital P. Rest all are same. So it is returning you true. Instead of that, if you will write, let's say you have that is called the equality operator. So equality, there are two equality operator. One is equal to, one is not equal to. Not equal to is going to give you false. Why? Because content is similar. Okay. Similarly, if you will write print, if you will write str1 is equal to small Python, that will also return you false. Why? Because here it is small, here it is capital.
Case sensitive, right?
Yes, case sensitive, correct. Fine, everyone.
Abhishek, if two strings are user input, then how we will check, like how we will compare?
Two strings are user input.
Yes, both the strings are user input. We don't know with what we need to check the equality.
No problem. You can take the input from the user. So to take the input from user, we use input function. Okay. So now let's see that what happens. So let's say you are taking one str1 is equal to input string. Okay, user will enter a string. Now, so guys, this is the input function using which you can take the input from the user. Means user will, user will provide the input. So as of now, we are fixing the values here for str1 or num1. You can use these input functions to take the input from the user. Okay, so I'm taking these two inputs, str1 and str2. Now, if I want to compare, you may simply write str1 equal to str2. Okay, now you can execute this. So str1, let's say if I'll enter, this is not required. You may just enter the value Python, and second also you may enter the value Python, but P is small. So in this case, it is returning false. Now the speciality of this input function is input function by default converts everything into string type. Okay, so anything which you write here, you have written, though that is the string type, but if you will check the type of str1 here, I have not provided the quotation, right, inverted commas, right, but still it is taking the values into the quotation, like, into the string format. So if you'll be writing it here, again, str1 and str2, it is going to give you, let's say if I'll write Python and then again Python, this time it will return true and both are str type. Okay. Not only this, even if you are going to take two numbers from the user, for example, let's say, if you're going to take the number also from the user, so that will also be taken into the string format. For example, here I can take num1 and num2. Okay, input enter, I can say number and enter another number here. Okay, and if I'll want to perform num1 into num2, now let's execute it. So num1 plus num2, let's do num1 plus num2. Now execute it. Sorry, let me do one thing here. Let me type num1 comma type of num1, and this is going to be num2 type of num2. Execute this. So let's say I have entered Python, and sorry, I have entered 10, and here I have entered 20. Now if you will get this 10, you are getting it as a string format. It means it is in the quotation. 20 you are getting in the string format, that is also quotation. So if you are combining them, if you are doing num1 plus num2, it is actually concatenating it, right? Because two strings will be concatenated, right? They will be kept together, right? This is what it is happening here. So yesterday, you remember we discussed the int function. We can do this type conversion here now. If you'll execute and if you'll enter 10 and 20, so this will be converted into the integer type, and now it is giving you the result of the summation of two numbers. Clear?
So, Abhishek, every time we need to convert a character to integer, then we will get output.
Yes. So if you want the if you want the integer value, then you have to convert it to the integer. If you want a float value, then instead of writing instead of converting it into the integer, you can convert it into the float type. So you may write here float, here you may write also. You may keep int, not a problem. Okay. Now execute this. So you are entering 10 dot 30, and here you are entering 20. Now you are getting the result 30.3. Okay. Now let's say if you want the complex number. Yes.
Abhishek, if we don't specify anything like num1 is equal to int, then input, suppose we don't write int, then by default it will take a string, right?
String in the string format.
Okay, got it.
Now, so you guys tell me, let's say if I want to take two complex numbers. Okay. The first one is 10 plus 20j, and second one is 30j. Is equal to input function, right? And I have to do the type conversion. So I'll be writing complex, right? Now tell me what I should do here.
And enter a number.
Enter the number.
Write down message regarding
Okay.
what you want to get.
Enter a number, then
Second number. Same statement again.
No.
No, I think.
No, I think you need to define one more variable here.
we can define. We'll be writing two. Here we will write enter first number, and here we will write enter second number. Okay, both the ways it is possible. Okay, this we will be taking. Now you are taking num2, so you want only one number, right?
Yes.
You want only one number. So this first number you will be writing 0, and second number you will be writing 30. Okay.
Yes.
Fine. Now this will be executed. So now if you will print num1 comma type of num1, and similarly num2 and type of num2, then what will happen in this case? Execute it. So let's see if I'm passing, it is asking for the first number 10 and then 20. Complex can't take second argument if first is a string. So mistake what we have done here. Here we are passing this to the input is a converting it into the string, right? So this should be int and this should also be int, right? Similarly here also this should be int and this should be int. Okay, execute it. So this is 10, 20. Then next we have 0 and 30. Okay, so we have 10 plus 20j and 30j. Clear? Fine, everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
So Abhishek, so every time when we are dealing with complex numbers, we have to first convert the input into int and then complex that way.
See, complex number, you know that it takes 2 argument or it takes 1 argument, right? If you want only the real part, then you will be writing only 1 argument, correct?
Okay.
Understood? So let's say if you, if I wanted to take a number 20 plus 0j, then can anyone tell me what I would have done here? Let's say I want to take a third number here. So I'll be writing num3 here, right? Then can anyone tell me what I would have done here for the third number?
We not required to put that next number, right?
Just give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Nothing to require a second here.
Okay, so what we were discussing, that let's say if I want 20 plus 0j, then we want to take only one number, right? So we want only real part. We will be deleting this part. Okay. So this part will be deleted, right? Now, if I will execute this, so in this case, you are going to enter only one value here, and that will be converted into, like, you know, if you enter 20, that will be converted into 20 plus 0. Now, the thing which you are asking, that, see, complex number, we know that complex number can be used in 2 ways. One, it can take only one values as an argument, or it can take the 2 values as an argument. So when it is taking only one value as the argument, so it is the second value automatically becoming 0, right? And you have to convert it either into the int or into the float. Okay, why? Because input function converts everything into the string data. So you have to convert that either into int or into float. Okay, so instead of using int, it is better you can use the float value, because in case if user enters the float value here in the input function 10.20, then this int will not be able to convert that. So instead of using this int, you may use float here. Okay. Yes, so if you are taking the complex number as input, then you have to, if you have real part, imaginary part, both, you want the user to enter both real part and imaginary part, then you have to take 2 input functions, and both has to be converted into either int type or float type. Okay, fine. Now you execute this. So let's say here you enter 10, and the next you enter 20. So this will become 10 plus 20j. Now you are entering 0, and the next value is 30. So this will become 0 plus 30j. Next you are entering 20, and then that's it. So 20. I'm not printing num3, so it will be printing num3 as 20 plus 0j. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Clear, everyone? Any question? Yes.
ये पहले first 5 numbers ले लिया, first number, second number.
Yeah, voices, there is some.
ये वाला लिया, first number, second number.
Yes, sir. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, Abhishek, it's clear.
Okay. Any other question, guys? On the taking the input. See, this is how you can take the input from the user. Now let's say, tell me what if you want to take the string data from the user, then do you have to do the typecasting of string? No, right? Taking string data from the user. Do you have to do the typecasting of string? No, str1 is equal to, you may directly use input function. No? So here you will write enter a string. Okay, user will enter a string data. Now, if you will print str1, that will by default will be in the form of a string only. Okay, so if you will execute it, let's say if you are writing Python, that will be by default into the string format only because of this input function. So you don't have to do the typecasting here. Clear? Fine, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. So we have discussed input function. There are like, you know, when we will go to list, tuples, and dictionary, I will be discussing this input function again with respect to those data types, that how you can take those data types from the user, okay? Because there you will not be able to do the typecasting with list tuple or any other data type, okay? So you have to use a different function for that. So as of now, what we were discussing the repetition operation. I hope this repetition operation is clear. We have discussed the equality operator also on this string. So I hope this is also clear to everyone.
Abhishek, can you summarize once?
Okay.
All the
So
things.
what we have discussed first, we have started with the concatenation operation. We have seen that how we can concatenate two string. Now concatenation two strings means combining two strings together. So for concatenation, we use plus operator, and in the case of concatenation operation on this string, both the operands should be of the string type. Okay, so we have taken str1 and str2, both are of string type, and we are concatenating it using the plus operator. We have got the result. Now someone asked that can we concatenate a string with a number? No. If you will try to concatenate string with any other data type, that will raise the type error. Okay, next we have seen the string formatting. In the string formatting, what happens? So if you want to format this string, right, according to some value you want to replace and all, so then you can use this format function, or you can use this formatting of this string. Both the ways are possible. So let's say here, if you want to find the summation, like you want the output in this format, that sum of 10 and 20 is 30, then you can write this whole string, the format in which you want. Only the value where you want to, only the places where you want to replace the value, you can write there this curly braces. Okay, now what happened, this curly braces acts like a placeholder. Okay, and this will be replaced by the value which you are going to write inside the format function. Okay, so if you are having three placeholder, you will be writing three values here. If you will be writing less values, it will not be accepting it. If you're writing extra values, it will not be accepting it. It will give you the error. Okay, now the other way of formatting this string is you can write the whole string. In the placeholder, you can write the values you want to replace, and then in the beginning, you just write F. This is the exclusive feature in Python 3.x. Okay, so we have seen that how we can format this string. Next,
So,
we have came up. Yes.
Abhishek, just one sec. Format function, that means format function takes three arguments, only three arguments.
No. That doesn't take only three. It can take any number of arguments based on the number of placeholders you are writing here.
Okay.
Abhishek, you're on mute, I guess.
Yes, sorry. Okay, so now repetition operation. So I hope it is clear, right? So the number of placeholders you have, that many values you'll be writing here. Next, we have seen the repetition operation. In the repetition operation, we
Abhishek, one question for this format. If you want to repeat that, suppose two arguments are there and a I want to repeat, then I need to
yes, write A 2 times.
Any other way, like only one times I can give a and
no.
It can take
no. How many placeholders
I just
you have?
missed the question. What was the question?
Question is saying that let's say he wants to write A, B, and A here. He wants to replace the value here A, here B, and here A. And he wants to give only two values such that last value will be repeated. Okay, means sorry, A will be repeated. You cannot do that. Okay, if you have three placeholders, you have to write three placeholders and the value as per the placeholder which you want to replace.
So there is condition of placeholder. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Abhishek, can we give like a variable for this value and then provide it in the placeholders?
Variable for which value?
Like in the format, we are just providing a equal to a and b equal to b. And in the placeholders, first one, we can give it as in the curly braces, we can give a. Second curly.
Okay. You want to show that what is A and what is B, right? So you can write A and colon. You may write here.
Also, we can write a comma that curly bracket, right? Then that value will be appeared.
1 minute. A, let's say if you're writing none, you will be writing B, none. Why does mean this? Okay. So this will be the quotation. This will also be the double quotation. None. And then you may write A is equal to 100, B is equal to 200, and A plus B is equal to A plus B. This or 100 plus 200. A plus B. No, let me write here C. C. Now this is fine. Next to here.
Shouldn't that A be outside the curly bracket?
No, it should be inside the curly bracket. No, I cannot do this. What was your question? Can you repeat it again? A is equal to 100. No, you cannot do that. Here basically you want to print A equal to some value, right? Here, right? Hello?
Abhishek, I just provided one content in the chat. Can you just try like that? I think it will.
A, B, A.
Yeah, so here you have provided A equal to 100, right? So if you put within that placeholder in the curly braces, that value will get populated over there.
Yes, so you can do that.
So,
So I was thinking that you are saying that the output should be A is equal to something, right?
No, I'm not sure who asked a question like we have provided like A and B, but we have like three placeholders. So we can
A, B, C, you are saying, right? This way.
And if we want, we can put it as A itself, right? Just for it.
Here, this way you are saying. B and C is equal to
A plus B.
A plus B. Yes. This is done. I thought the question is this one. A is equal to this. Here it should print A is equal to this. B is equal to this, and then C is equal to A plus B. Basically, it will print the sum of A is equal to some value, B is equal to some value, is C is equal to 300, or let's say if it is 100 and 200 is 300. Okay, so if that is the case, then no need to write it inside this bracket. You can write here this way also: A equal to, B equal to, and C here you may write C equal to. Here you may write A plus B directly. This is what you can do. Okay. Fine.
Yes.
Okay, guys, any question? This way it will not work. Here we'll be writing this. Okay. Now it is printing sum of A is equal to 100 and B is equal to 200 is C is equal to 300. Okay. So formatting can be done in different ways. There are the different format specifiers also, like percentile D, percentile F, percentile I, percentile S, which are used in different cases. Not required all of them. As of now, the thing is the format in which you want to print the output, you can print it like you have the format function, you have this way of formatting. Anyone, I prefer to use this one. This is simple and easy to understand also. For someone this might look simple. Okay, so you can use this one. Okay, now I am not going to spend much time here, so I hope it is clear everyone. Any question here in the format?
No, Abhishek.
Okay. Next, we have the repetition operation. So in the repetition operation, we saw that we are going to use the star operator for the repetition operation. And one of the operand in this case should be of the string type and the other should be of integer type. You cannot use float type or any other number type if you are performing the repetition operation on this string. Okay. Now, for example, I have taken one string here, Python. The other value we have taken a number, and then we are repeating it 3 times. So we have just multiplied it. If we are going to multiply it with a float value, it is going to give us the type error, not multiply, repetition operation. Reverse of a string we have seen, we have just reversed it and then we have repeated it 4 times. Next, we have seen the comparison operation also on this string, which we can perform using this equality operator and not equal to operator. Okay, equal to and not equal to operator. Clear everyone? Fine. Any question?
No, Abhishek.
No.
Now, so next, let's come to the next question, which is going to be.
Hey, Abhishek, sorry, I was on mute.
Yes, sorry.
So the equality operator, what you're using, is it only to check the strings, or it can be used for an integer as well?
As of now, we are learning string.
Okay.
So as of now, it is for string. It is for other operator also. We are not going into that. Otherwise, we are moving very in the haphazard manner because of these questions. Okay, so let's stick to string as of now. We have for other operands also.
Abhishek,
Thanks.
Abhishek,
Yes.
for 31 and 33 line, the both commands are same. So why one is true and why another is false?
Why? Because if you will look at this str1, this equality operator checks the content. Okay, whether the content in this variable and the content here is similar or not. Okay, so what is the content here? Capital P and YTHON. Here also capital P YTHON.
Yes.
Both are similar. It is returning true. Here it is capital P YTHON. Here small p YTHON. So content is not similar. It is returning false.
Yes, got it.
Okay, so now next we have the logical operators also. We can perform this logical operation on strings. And what happens in the case of logical operations? So what are logical operators we have? We have and we have or and we have not operators. Okay, now what this and or and not operator does? So for and operator, let's see the table. We say truth table, right? So and operator or operator, basically logical operator always checks for the logic. Okay, and logic will always be evaluated as true. So logical operator always checks for the logics, and logics will always be evaluated either as true or false. Okay, fine. Now let's see the truth table of AND operator. In that case, what is happening? Let's say if both are true and true, then the result will be true. In rest all cases, the result will be false. So if you have any one value as false, then the result will be false. Okay. Okay, so if any one operand is evaluated, or if any one expression is evaluated as false, then the result will be false. So can I say that this AND operator gives the importance to the false value, isn't it? So if any one value is false, the result is false, right? If the first value itself is false, the result is false. If these two values are false, then also result is false, right? And it will be true only when if both the values are true. Can I say that? Fine.
Yes.
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 Now, let's say truth table of OR. In the case of truth table of OR, if any one value is true, the result will be true. So in this case, it will be true. This is also true. This is also true. And only the last value will be false. But here you will be having OR operation. Okay. So can I say that this gives you the importance to the true? If any one value is true, then the result is true, right? And then we have the truth table of not operation. Not. Okay, now the opposite, this is just the opposite. For example, if you're writing not of true, the result will be false, and if you're writing not of false, then the result will be true. Okay, fine. So this is the truth table of true, false, and, or, and not. Now what happens, how exactly these truth tables comes, or how exactly these true and false values are coming? So see, actually, let's say there is a comparison operator. Let's say if you are writing 10 less than 20. So whenever you use this kind of operator, they always return either the true or false. This kind of operation will return either true or false. We have seen one more, this one also. This kind of operation, equality operator, also returns true or false. Okay, so if you will look at this condition, for example, let's say if you are looking these two statements here, we are learning about this string, so let's keep it to this string. So if we are going to execute these two expressions, one is returning true and one is returning false, right? Correct. So in this case, let's say if you will keep this expression, if you will combine this expression with the AND operator, then what will happen? Let's say if you are writing print this.
False, I guess.
This. So tell me, this expression will be evaluated as true. This expression will be evaluated as false. True and false, the result will be false. So this will give you the false. Okay, so this way we apply the logical operation where this is the logic, right? It is checking the logic whether it is true or false, right? So logic always be evaluated as true or false. Okay, so since this is true and this is false, so true and false will always give you false. Now let's say if you have this operation, this is true and here you are writing 10 less than 20. Now tell me what will happen. So this is true and this is also true, right?
True.
True and true, the result will be true. Okay, fine. Now let's say if I'm writing this, instead of AND operation, we have OR operation. Here also we have OR operation. Execute it. So now what will be the result? This is true, but this is false. So true or false, the result will be true. Here both are true, so the result will be true. Correct? Fine. So this is how this logical operator works. It follows this truth table, and the expression you are writing, that expression has to be evaluated as true. Now remember the true and false Boolean values in the case of string. Okay, so if you write, okay, so empty string in the case of I should write here empty string is always false. Rest all values are true. Remember this. Okay, in the case of string, only the empty string will be false. Rest all values will be true. Is it clear, guys?
No, Abhishek, can you just give an example for this?
Yes. So let's say there is a bool function, which is
We cannot see the screen, Abhishek.
bool function which is used to check whether a value is true or false. Okay. For example, let's say if you will write bool of 0, what it should return, true or false?
False. False.
False. So here the result will be false, right? Why? Because 0 is always false. If I write 0.0, what will be the result?
False.
False. This is also false because 0 is always false. Let's say if I write 0.0 plus 0.0j, what will be the result?
False. False.
False.
False only. Yeah,
Still, because this is the 0, right? Now let's say if I will write this. What will be the result here?
True.
True. In this case, you are going to get true. Doesn't matter whatever value you take, if it is not 0, it is going to be true, right? Now, same case happens in this string.
70 number line, that is 0 plus 0j. So j has a value.
J has a value, but that is the imaginary value. That is not a number. You cannot think of it as a number. It is not a number.
Okay. So the Boolean value will be true, right?
Boolean value will be false. It is not a number. No, it is 0 and 0, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, let's say if you are writing bool. Okay. Now, bool of, let's say, in the case of strings, if you will take the empty string, then that will be false. Empty string is always false. As I said here, in the case of string, empty string, if you will take, that will always be false, correct? So you are getting here false. Clear? Fine. Apart from empty string, if you will take any value, for example, if you are taking bool of a character A, that will be true. Okay, so empty string is always false. Rest all everything is true. So tell me what will be this? True or false?
True.
True. It'll be true.
Because space is also a character in Python. Okay, so it will be a true. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, Abhishek.
Now, why I discuss this? So let's come to the logical operation here. So let's say if we have A and B, can anyone tell me what will be the output?
It's false. True. This true.
True.
It'll be true.
We are getting B. Okay.
How is that
Why?
happening?
Yes. So whenever you write a value, you don't write an expression which is getting evaluated as true or false. If you are not taking an expression which is getting evaluated as either true or false, then the result will always be the values you are passing. Okay. So result will always come the values you are passing here, A and B. Okay. If you are not writing an expression which is getting evaluated as true or false. Understood? Now, how it is done? So if you will write, let's say A, or I'm not writing A, you can take anything, A and B. Okay. In the case of numbers also, it will be true. So the result will be A if A is false, else B. Now you understand why I gave you here. I said that and always gives the importance to false. I told you, right? And always gives the importance to false. Now check here. If A is false, then only the result will be A. Otherwise, the result will be B. Okay, it means, let's say if you are taking the values here in such a format that the first value is false. Let's say this is false or this is false, then the value will always be this first value. Means, for example, let's say, tell me, what will be the value here? This is the first argument and I'm writing here, let's say B. Then can anyone tell me what will be the result here?
It will be the empty.
One of them is false, so false.
If you'll execute it, it is giving you an empty string. Okay. Fine, everyone.
Yeah.
The result will be what? The character which you are passing or the value you are passing. Clear? Now tell me, let's say if I'll write A and empty string, then what will be the result?
Empty string.
Empty string here. Why? False value is what? This empty string. Correct?
Both
So
are false.
both are false. Correct? Now, let's say if I'm writing this and this, what will be the result?
Empty string again.
Empty string again.
Because this is also space character. Okay. So I hope you understood this logical operator, how it works. Correct? And operation?
No, Abhishek, can you explain once again?
Yes, Abhishek, can you explain again?
So as I said, A and B, if you're writing, where A and B are not the expression which are getting evaluated as either true or false. For example, if you will see these examples and operators, these expressions are getting evaluated either as true or false, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Right? So the result will be coming in the true and false format only. But if you're writing the expressions which are not getting evaluated either as true or false, rather you are using the value, then the result will always be coming into the value format. Now you have to analyze that which value is true and which value is false, and based on the operator you have to get the result. So tell me, empty string is false, isn't it?
Yes.
Correct. So
Yeah.
you know that in the case of AND operation, you know that if any one value is false, the result will be false.
Yes.
So in this case, empty string is false, right? So the result will be empty string only. In this case also empty string is false. In this case also empty string is false. Now come to this. So in this case you are getting B. What I said, if the first value is not false, then it has to go and check the second value also, whether it is false or not. And second value is not also false, then it will print the second value only, specifying that first value was not false.
Yes, correct. Got it.
Okay, Abhishek, got it.
Okay. Now let's come to the same type of example with the OR operator also. You guys tell me the output. I hope you have understood it. So I will just write the rule here. If you will write, let's say A or B. Okay. So the result will be A if A is true, else B. Okay. So tell me. Now if I'm writing the same thing, this is going to be OR. This is also OR. This is also OR, and this is also OR. Executed. Now tell me, what will be the result in this?
B. First one A.
This.
A.
Next one.
Second one.
B.
Next one B.
Next one B.
Next
Yeah.
one B. A.
Next one A.
A and then
Next
a
one,
space.
empty
A
space.
space.
And
Empty
then
space.
space.
You get ABA, as you guys said, here A, here B, here A, and here you have a space character. You can see there is a space coming here.
First. That's right.
Fine, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Any question, guys?
Abhishek, could you please give an example on not true and not false as well on the top?
Not true and not false.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So let's say in that case, nothing. So for example, let's say if you are writing not of true, that will be the false. Okay. And if you will write not of false, then that will be true. Okay. And if you are taking any value, for example, let's say print not of A. In this case, A is true, right? So it will be giving you false only. Okay, it is not going to give you any value here. So here you are writing, then it will be giving you true. Okay.
Okay, Abhishek, understood. Thank you.
Clear, guys? Any question on the logical operator on this string? See, this logical operator, again, we are going to learn for the integer again, right? So we will be learning the operator separately. There will be learning it again, okay? But as of now, I hope it is clear for this string what is happening, right? Any question?
No.
Yeah, Abhishek, I have a question, not on this thing basically, logical operations, but is there a null data type basically in
Yes, in Python we have null, which is equivalent to null operator.
None.
Yes.
Okay. Capital N.
Null. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. In Java it is small n.
Yes. Clear, guys? Anything else? Any question? No.
No, Abhishek.
Okay, great. So we have seen these basic operations. Which all we have seen? We have seen the concatenation, repetition. Then we have seen the logical operation. Now let's come to the next operation. These all operations we are performing on this string. So remember, only strings we are learning. Okay. Now next we are going to do comparison operation. Okay. Now what are comparison operation we have? So we have less than, we have greater than, we have less than and equal to, and less than and equal to, and we have greater than and equal to. Okay. So these all are the 4 operations we have. This comparison operation also returns Boolean value. Okay. Fine. Now let's come. So you can compare 2 numbers, 10 less than 20, 20 greater than 5, or 100 equal to 100. You can do this comparison on the number. Is it possible to do the comparison on the strings also? Let's see that. So we have a string str1 is equal to, let's say we are having Python. Okay. And we are having str2 is equal to again Python. Now let's say if I'll be writing print str1 less than str2, what is the result? It is going to be false. Why? Because both these strings are similar, right? No one is smaller, correct? Neither by the length nor by the character. Now how does this comparison happen? Remember, the comparison happens on this string based on the ASCII value. Now what is the ASCII value? So to get the ASCII value, you have the ASCII table. You can refer that. So ASCII table. No need to memorize this. I'll be giving you a function which helps you in finding the ASCII value of every character in the Python. Okay. But remember, what is the ASCII table? So just ASCII is a table of characters for computers. It is binary code used by the electronic equipment to handle text using the English alphabet, numbers, and other common symbols. In short, forget this. In short, what it is? So, you have the keywords, and these keywords are typing the letters. But I told you in the first class itself that your system, your hardware devices, your electronic components doesn't understand this letters and the keys, right, which you type. They understand only the numbers, and everything has to be converted into the binary value, right, in the signals 0 and 1. So how you can convert that values or that numbers into the signals or in the terms of 0 and 1? So you should have a number. You can easily convert a number into the binary signals, okay, but you cannot convert a into the binary values. Okay, so you need a number. So actually every value on your key or every key on your keyboard is mapped to a particular number. For example, if you'll see here, so here you will have ABC, these special characters 0 to 9 numbers, then less than, greater than, and everything, capital A to capital Z, small a to a small z, delete, and then brackets. Everything you are having here, whatever you can see on your keyboard, everything is there, and everything is mapped to a specific number which is used internally by your CPU to do the calculation and convert those characters into the binary values, and then calculation happens. Is it clear what is ASCII table? Yes. Too fast? Any question, guys? This is not the scope of our discussion, but I'm just telling you what is the ASCII table, and then I'll be coming to this part. So now let's see how this comparison happens. So this comparison will happen based on the ASCII value. How this ASCII value comparison happens. So for example, to get the ASCII equivalent code for a character. Remember, you can get for a single character, you cannot get for a combination of string. Okay, not allowed for a group of character. The function we have is ORD function. Okay, inside the ORD function, if you will pass any character, that will ORD function will give you the corresponding ASCII value. What is that? 65. Now tell me, so if I want to get the ASCII value of capital P, can I get that? Yes, I can get that. It is 80. Can I get the ASCII value of small p? Yes, I can get that. It is 112. Okay, clear everyone? ORD function, what it gives?
Can we get an ASCII value for the space?
Yes. $32.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So Abhishek, ASCII ORD function, it gives the ASCII value of what is it? A character. Right?
A character, any character or any key on your keyboard. You can use any bracket, anything.
Okay, so
Abhishek, can you tell the difference between like the ASCII values of the capitalized alphabets and the small alphabets? Like,
there is no such difference. You can find the, let's say there is
for
always
A, 65, right? So what will be for small A?
for small a it is 97, and
97.
do one thing, write 97 minus 65. This will always be difference between this is the 32. This is the always the difference between the corresponding capital letters. Like, so there is a difference between 32 number. There is a difference of 32 number between capital P, small p, between capital B, small b, between capital
That
T,
difference
small
will
t.
always be 32, right?
Yes, it will always be 32.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, yes. Any question, guys? Emma, you was asking any question?
no, Abhishek, clarify. I was asking regarding the ORD function. Like ORD function is there to evaluate the ASCII value of a character.
Yes, yes, yes. This will be used in some assignments. So I am telling you. So whatever I'm teaching, it is not for, simple I'm discussing because, so whatever I'll be discussing mainly with respect to the assignment. Okay. So this will be used in the assignment. Now remember this function. Okay. Don't tell me that I have not discussed it. Okay. So now this is the ORD function. Next we have the character. So to get the corresponding character value from the ASCII value. Okay, and will take only between 0 to 127 because only 128 characters are there into the ASCII table. If you'll find this table, the maximum number you have is 127, right? Here you can see 127. Starting from 0, total 128 characters are represented into this ASCII table. Okay, so now you can use this CHR function is here where you can pass any number. For example, I can pass 127. That will give me the corresponding character. Okay, it is a, I think, a space character. I hope. No, not a space. Let me see what it is. It is a delete. Okay, delete functionality. So it is not printing anything. Let's say if I'll be writing 112. What is that? 112 is small p. Let's say if I'm writing 121. What is that? 121 is small y. Let's say if I'm writing that 123, then what is that? 123 is this bracket. You can write anything here basically. You can write 65, that will give you the A. Clear everyone? Guys.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Abhishek. Yes, Abhishek.
Okay.
Yes, Abhishek.
So this is the CHR function. Now let's understand how this works. So you have capital P, small y, everything is similar. So it does the ASCII letter-wise comparison and everything looks similar. And if you will write here equal to, that will give you true. And it is not the ASCII comparison, it is the content comparison. Remember, this equal equal to always compares the content. It doesn't compares the ASCII value. Okay, but yes, this will do the ASCII comparison. This is false. But if you will write less than and equal to, that will be true. Okay, because it is not less than, but it is equal to, right? So it will be giving you true. Now, let's say if I'm having str3 is equal to Python. Now tell me, ASCII value of small p is greater or capital P is greater?
Small p is greater.
Small p is greater.
Small p is greater.
str1 greater than str3, will it be true or false?
False.
False.
False, right? Because
P.
str1, it is the, and also remember this comparison operation compares the character wise. It will compare p with p, y with y, t with t, h with o, h with h, o with o, and n with n, and so on. Basically, element by element comparison will happen. It is not like it is going to compare p with y or p with n. Okay. Fine.
So only
this is false.
small p
Now,
and capital P's value will be compared, and based on that, it will give result true or false.
yes, let's say if you are writing str4 is equal to pytho and n you are having capital. Okay, fine. So if you will compare, let's say everything is similar, right, in str1 and str4. So str1, let's say if you are writing less than, str1 is less than, right? It's going to be the less than. str4, let me know what will be the value, true or false?
False.
So it should be true.
True, is it?
Yes, yes.
You are saying str4 is greater than the str1?
No,
Everything is
false.
greater.
It's false. False.
False.
False. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Abhishek,
a
you
quick
are getting
question.
that
Sorry, a quick question. The comparison of the ASCII values, what happens is always from left to right, correct?
Yes, it will be coming from left to right.
Abhishek, you are getting the same characters right, in all the strings. If you give him more characters,
Yeah, so
other
yeah, I'll
strings,
be
it
coming
will
to that case also. I'll be coming to that case also. Wait a minute. Can we compare with different length of the string? Okay, so let's come to that. Now let's say we have str5 is equal to, we are having pytho. Everything is similar, but we are not having n. Now tell me, if you are writing print, str1 less than str5, not less than, I'm writing greater than. Okay. Now tell me, what will be the result? True or false? It is going to compare the length now. Okay. If the length differs, in that case, based on the length, it will be giving you the result. It is going to be here. It is str1. Where is that?
Yes, str1 Python 108.
Yeah. Now execute this. So it is giving you true. Why? Because the length of this is higher than the length of this one, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. So always like when it checks the length.
Yeah. So actually, what happens? The first it will check the length. Okay. If the, let's say, characters are similar, okay, then it will check the length. If length mismatches, let's say here you have 6 characters, here you have only 5 characters, and everything is same, so it is giving you the result accordingly. If the length matches, then it will go for the ASCII character.
Could you please repeat that, Abhishek? Sorry.
As I said, first it will look for the length. It will matches the length. Okay. In this case, you will see till here everything is fine, right? Here also everything is fine. All are similar. But when it is, if you will compare str1 with str5, so length of str1 is higher than this, right? So in this case here only it will give you true or false based on the length. So first comparison will be done on the length, and then if the length, let's say, if you will do the comparison between str1 and str2, length is similar, right? Now in the case of str1 and str2, it will go for the ASCII value.
No, Abhishek, there can be another example, like str1 is Python and str5 is Python. If we do it R, then it can check the length, and length will be similar, then it will check the ASCII value.
Yes,
right?
yes. Here length is similar, but it is checking the, so that's what I said, no? So if length is similar, then it is going for the ASCII value.
Yeah, here it can check the ASCII value.
Yeah, so if you will run this, it is giving you false. Why? Because R is coming after N.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So ASCII value of R will always be higher than the N. So it will be false.
Yeah.
Clear? Fine, everyone.
Just if you can just summarize that. So you say first it will check the length and then it will look at the ASCII values.
Let me write it here.
Yeah.
So not required, not first, no. So don't write this. This will not happen. Not first, not on the length. Actually, let's see this example. str6 is equal to pqr r by thon. Now let's compare str1, not n. Let me delete this. str1, and I'll be writing str1 is greater than str6. Correct? Execute this. So this is also returning true. str1, sorry, false, right? str1 is greater than str6. It is, according to the length, it should be true, right? But it is returning false. Why? Because first it is doing the ASCII comparison only.
It is
first
doing ASCII comparison, Abhishek. Even I made a small program.
Yes,
It shows ASCII is the first one. It checks.
ASCII only. Okay. Fine. Clear. And then the lengthwise. You can go for lengthwise.
So first it will check the ASCII value, then it will check the length, right?
Length. Okay. Fine, everyone.
Yes.
Okay. So this is about the comparison operator. Let me know if you have any question in this. We have discussed what all functionality. We have discussed logical operation, repetition, concatenation. After this, we have came to this comparison operation, and we have seen the ORD and CHR functions also. Let me know any question till here. Otherwise, we'll go to the next part.
Abhishek, here, this is Logan. So are we using any pointer concept here? In C, we have a pointer, right? String pointer.
Pointer is not there in the file.
Okay.
Okay. Any question, guys, still here?
Abhishek? Hello?
Yes.
What's the difference between the content comparison and a sky comparison?
Difference between?
Content comparison and a sky comparison.
ASCII comparison, there is nothing called ASCII comparison. In the case of comparison operator, which we are learning here, how many comparison operator you have? These many comparison operator you have: greater than, smaller than, greater than equal to, less than equal to. Okay. Only this comparison operator you have. Next, you have equality operator that compares with the content. Okay. So let's see it here. Now, if I will draw comparison or difference between comparison versus equality operator. Okay, so let's say we have str1 and str2 and str3, str4, next str5, str6. Okay, now let's execute it here. So if we are writing str1 equal to str2, so in this case both these strings will be similar, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Both these strings are similar, right? It will be giving you true. str1, let's say if I'm writing str1 equal to str4. Execute this. This is going to be false. Why? Because content is not same here, right? Though everything is same, but this last character is not same. But let's say if you will do it here, print str1 greater than str4. Greater than str4. Execute this. This is going to give you true. Why? Because if you will check this, the str1 and str4, so in this case everything is same, but if the ASCII character of capital N is greater than the ASCII value of ASCII value of small n is greater than the ASCII value of capital N, so that is greater, that's why it is returning you true, because of that comparison. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. Anything else, guys? Any other question here? No.
No, Abhishek, it's fine.
No.
Okay, great. So we are done with this comparison operator also. Now let's come to the okay. So equality operator. Okay. Assignment, compound assignment, membership, and identity. So let's check the membership operation. Okay. Now, membership operation is basically, it is used to check a character or group of characters are part of the string or not. This membership operator returns only true or false, or you can say Boolean values. Okay. For example, let's say we have the string called, let me take a string. Take this string. This is this string, right? Now, in this string, if you want to check whether a single character is a part of this string or not, for example, P in my_str executed, that is going to give you true. Okay. Similarly, you can check whether a group of character is a part of this string or not. For example, Peter is the part of this string. Yes, it is the part of this string. That is also going to return you true. You may also check with the not in operator. So membership operators are mainly of two types. One is in operator and another is not in operator. Okay, either one you can use. So I can write here P not in. This is going to give you false. Why? Because you are saying this is not in this my string, but it is available, so it is going to give you false. Okay. Similarly, if you are writing a string which is not available, for example, let's say if you are checking Z in my_str, if you will execute it, this is going to give you false. Why? Because it is not available. And if you will write the same thing not in, that will give you the true. Okay, fine. Now you may also check print you may also write, let's say, tell me what will be the output of this PR in my_str. True or false?
False. False.
Right? Why? Because this string is not, it is there in this string, but it is not existing together, right? The way we are asking, right? It is not existing. So it will be false. Okay. Fine, everyone. So this is the membership operation. Next we have identity.
Abhishek?
Yes.
Abhishek, can we use isn't for this membership operation? Isn't function? Right?
Isn't, no. Isn't,
No?
isn't. There is no operator called isn't.
Okay, fine.
Identity operation is there, which stands for, like, identity operator is and is not. Okay, these all are the two operators in the identity operator. Now identity operator checks whether the ID of both the operands are same, then returns true, else returns false. Okay, so if the ID of both the operands is same, then only it will return true. For example, how you can check the ID? Now let's see this. You have str1 is equal to Python. Okay, you have str2 also is equal to Python. Now let's execute this. If you are writing ID of str1 and if you are checking ID of str2, the ID of both the operands are similar, right? 3976, 3976. Clear? Fine. Now, if since ID is similar, so if you will be applying the is operator between str1 is str2, this is going to give you true. Okay. Whereas, let's say if you are having str3 is equal to Python $, okay, and str4 is equal to, you are writing again Python $. Okay. Now, if you will check ID of str3 and str4, so let me write it here. Print ID of str3 and str4, and now if you check str3 is str4, that will return you false because ID is different. Clear, everyone?
What is this ID? I mean, is it some row ID or something?
ID is a function which returns you the memory address of the object where it is stored. Okay.
Okay, then you have added a dollar, right? How does that dollar makes a difference?
Yes. So see what happens. There is a concept of object usability in Python now. Let's understand that. Okay. This is with respect to the identity operator. And this object usability concept is applicable object reusability concept in Python. Now what this object reusability concept in Python says that the object has to be reused. Objects has to be reused rather than creating again and again. Okay, fine. If the object is existing, then that object has to be reused. You don't have to create that object again and again. Okay, fine. Now this object usability concept is there for which all object? So integer, it is available for integer 0 to 256. Sorry, -5 to 256. -5 to 256. Okay. Next, it is available for the non values. It is available for true and false. Okay. It is available for the string values. But in this string, it is available only for capital A to capital Z, small a to small z, and 0 to 9. Okay, fine. It is available for only these 4 data types, object usability concept, and only for this range. Okay, not for anything else. Okay, fine. Now, not available for float, complex, okay, and derived data types. Clear, everyone? Not available for these objects. Now, why? Why only for these objects and why only for that range? And why not for these objects? Okay. So see what happens. Python
underscore is also there, right? In string underscore.
Yeah. Yes, I missed that underscore. Okay, so for all these objects, the object usability concept will be followed, whereas for these objects, the object usability concept will not be followed. Now, why? So there is something called interning in Python. Now, what is that interning concept? So what happens whenever you start this Python? So this Python is a program which has been developed using some programming languages, right? And internally, to run that Python program or that Python application, some objects has been used, right? And what Python developer found that these objects we are using regressively while running the Python. Okay, so what they provided the interning concepts for this, and as soon as you start the Python interpreter, these values gets created into the memory. Okay, these values will get created into the memory. And if you are writing, let's say if you're writing a is equal to 10, you are not creating a new object. Actually, you are referring to an existing object. Okay. If you're writing a is equal to 100, any value between -5 to 256, you are not creating that object. You are already reusing the existing object. Similarly, none is created only once. And doesn't matter how many times you are referring that none in your program, 100 times, 1,000 times, lakhs times, doesn't matter how many times you are referring, every time the new reference will be created rather than creating a new object. Okay, that is also for the optimized memory use. Clear, guys? Fine, everyone? Now it is not used for this object usability concept is not there for the special character. So if you'll have special character, that object ID will be changing. Okay, that is what happening into the string 3 and string 4. Now the question is why it is not there for float, complex and derived data types. See, derived data types, if you will take the example of list, tuple, dictionary, set, Trojan set, anything, they can have multiple values. There is no end that what values they can have, right? Or list can have a list also. Correct? A list can have any value between 0 to starting from, like any number it can have, right? So there is no limit. So we cannot specify the object usability concept for derived data types. Not possible. Not possible for float and complex. Why? See, whatever objects you have, can you count how many objects, for how many objects we are providing the object usability concept? Yes, we can easily count it. Around 256 plus 6, 262 plus 3, 265 and plus 52. So not more than 350 objects for not more than more than 350 objects we are providing this object usability concept. We can count them easily and we can provide the memory while launching the Python in the beginning. But is it possible to provide the object usability concept for the float? Tell me. Can you tell me how many values you have between 0 and 1? How many float values you can have between 0 and 1?
Infinite.
Infinite. It is not possible to provide, even for the float values between 0 and 1. You cannot provide that. Your whole memory will be exhausted at the runtime of your Python when you will launch the Python at that time only. It is not possible. Okay. Fine, everyone.
So Abhishek, in simple terms, what do you mean by ID?
ID is a function which gives you the memory address of the object into the heap area. Have I discussed the heap area?
Heap area, we have already discussed heap area.
Yes. So it is the memory address of that object which is getting stored in the heap area. This Python is getting stored, this Python $ is getting stored somewhere, right?
Yeah, and Python $ means how it is different from Python $.
Python $ and Python, both are similar. The only thing is, see, this Python $, how this string gets saved into the memory. Let's understand it here. Let's say you have str1 is equal to Python and str2 is equal to also Python. Okay, these all are the two strings. Now, how it is getting stored? So let's say this is the heap area. I'm just referring to the heap area and the variable area. Okay, so let's say this is the below one is the heap area and the upper one is the variable area. Now in the variable area, you will be having str1 is equal to, let's say, str1 and str2. Okay, so that I will draw later. Let's come here. So you are going to have Python, right? So this string is stored in two ways. One at the whole string level. Okay, so see it here. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. Okay. Similarly, no, both are similar. Delete that. So now what will happen? P is stored somewhere, right? So P is one single character object, right? So P will also be stored somewhere. Let's say P is stored in some location. Y is also stored in some random location. T, H, O, and N. Okay. Let's say the ID for this is 101. Okay. The ID for Y is 102. For T is 103. For H, let's say 201. For O, 501. And for N, 1001. Random ID. It is not going to be the consecutive. Initial few IDs I have taken consecutive, but it may be random. Now, let's say this whole string level. So you can see string is getting saved in two ways, at the whole string level and one at the character level. So these characters are already existing when the Python started, right? So you don't have to create these characters. They are already existing. You are only creating this whole string object, right? And now they will be referencing to these locations. And that is how, let's say, if you have str1, so the ID for this is, let's say, X. Okay, so str1 here will be pointing to X. str1 is going to point to X, right? It is pointing to X. Clear?
So what are these 101, 102, 103? Are they memory locations?
Yes, they are the memory location of P also. P, Y, T, H, O, N. Because individual characters are getting saved into the memory.
Okay, okay. Those predefined 350 characters.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, now, so one line got executed, str1 is created, it is pointing to X. Second line will be executed. This is the same string object, right? Same string object, and it will now check that these objects is already existing. So now what will happen? That str2 will also be pointing to the same string object now. str2 is also going to point to the same string object. Okay, so now if you will check ID of str1 and ID of str2, it will give same, no? X. Clear?
But X is also some value, right? Here, Abhishek.
X is some ID, 2000, 3000, 4000, anything you can take. Some
That
ID.
ID again comes from heap only.
Yes, that from the heap only. Okay, fine. Now let's see what happens in this case. So you have str1 is equal to Python $, and str2 is equal to Python $. Okay, fine. Now, so in this case, what will happen? See, this $ is extra character, right? So what will happen? This is the $. Let's say this is the $. Okay, and $ is saved here into, let's say, 2001. So this is going to point to the $. And because of this $, this str2 will be created separately. So Control C, Control V, bring it here. This is str2. Let's say the ID for this is y. Okay, and this is going to point to again p, y, t, h, o, n, and dollar. Clear? So now here the ID is changing for str2 now. Okay, so str2 now will point to
Finance is the sorry.
Sorry. Okay, str2 will now point to y. Clear? So this is what, when you are checking ID of str1, it is giving something else. ID of str2, it is giving something else because of this dollar sign. Clear?
So Abhishek, in str1 also, you have this dollar sign, right, in the end. So in str1 also, you should be having one space for dollar.
One space for dollar we are having here, no? It is pointing to dollar.
But then
str2 both are same, right? So for dollar, it will not have the same space, is it? It will not have
No,
the same.
for dollar it is not going to have the same space, but because of dollar, the str1 and str2 is getting created differently.
No, so for str2 it will be separate memory location for dollar, right?
No. It will be the same. It will be the same. Okay.
Abhishek, you gave one reason why Python developers has removed the special characters, right? Can you just repeat that?
Not a special character. Python developers did not provide the object reusability concept, or you can say interning concept, for any character which I have provided into the list, except that they have not provided that interning concept. Now, what is that interning concept? Whenever you are going to start your PVM, those objects will be created, but these objects will not be created. Why? Because you can have multiple special characters. No, emoji and everything will be coming into these special characters, isn't it? Correct. So there is no end to that. Similarly, for the float and complex value for the derived data types also. Okay.
Abhishek, the both string 1 and string 2, both are same. But, so why it created a separate space only because of dollar?
That's what. So that is what the object usability concept and the interning concept says.
Okay. Abhishek, object usability will only be followed for all the like characters, like all the alphabets, is it? Or
alphabets, numerics, and underscores. Okay.
But if dollar is saved in the same memory like 2001.
Sorry, your voice is not audible.
Hello.
Yes.
So if dollar is stored at 2001 memory, for example, so for both x and y, so like why is that not reusability?
It is for this string. It is not the reusability. No. For dollar, probably you may say that for this character it is reusability, but for this string I'm talking about, there is no reusability for this string. No. String 1 and string 2, where there is reusability. Content is same, string is creating differently, isn't it?
Okay.
Okay. Fine.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So it is
Now,
not depend on content like what we are storing in str1 and str2. If there is a special character, then automatically the memory allocation will be different, right?
yes, for the different testings, the allocation.
Okay. So predefined object reusability concept goes to only those strings, integers, those values predefined. It will give same address, or if we use any special characters, it will give different. And because
Not of the special character, anything outside of this If you lose anything,
Predefined, yeah, right. Got it, understood.
Bring the different ID. Okay. Okay, guys. Any question?
No.
So
Any
in
question?
summary, in dollar in string 3 has a gets created in different memory location, and dollar in string 4 gets created in different memory location, and that's the reason they are not equal.
No. Dollar will be at the same location. Only the ID of string 3 and string 4 will be changed. For example, if you want to check, just check it here. No, you have everything here. Try everything. Like, see, there are a lot of things which I'm not discussing. Since you guys are asking these many questions, so we are able to discuss so many things. Okay. So it is a good thing. You should keep on asking the question, but everything we will not be able. Like, a lot of concepts are there which I'm not, like, it is. Those are kind of advanced concepts. So, and few concepts will be coming in the list and in integer also. So we'll be discussing that later. But yes, you should practice it on your own also. Okay, few things. For example, if you want to check here the ID of dollar, so you have the ID function. I have discussed the ID function for that purpose only. Now you know the ID function, that what it does, it gives you the memory address of any object. So you can write ID of, let's say, str3 of -1. str3 of -1 is what? Dollar. You are checking the ID of that, and then now check the of str4. Now both are what? Both are same here, 2008 and 2008. Clear? But if you check the ID of str3 and str4, it is different.
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
The object reusability for integer -5 to 256. What do you mean by that? Can you just explain?
So any object you are taking inside that range, any value you are taking inside that range, that will share the same ID. Outside of this range, it will not share the same ID. Okay. For example, if you are writing A is equal to 100, B is equal to 100. Now write print ID of A and ID of B, and print A is B. So ID is same, right? ID is same in this case, A and B. So ID of A is 2000, 2000. A and B both, it is returning you true. Now let's take this value as 1000. Okay, run this. ID of A is 6608. ID of B is 66320. Okay, and A is B is false.
Okay.
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 Yeah. So Abhishek, if the ID will be different, then it will be false.
If the ID is different, yes. If
Yeah,
the ID
because
is
A is
different,
B. Here actually A is not B. That's why it is false.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Fine, everyone. Identity operator.
A is not B, then it will be true.
Yes. If you write
A is not B, that means ID of A is not ID of B. So that will be true. Yes. Got it.
Okay, guys. Anything else in the identity operator? Okay.
Abhishek,
So yes.
If we assign dollar to, say, a variable A and the same dollar to variable B, and then we print their ID, it's showing the same ID.
Yes, it will show the same ID, no? B is equal to dollar. It will show the same ID. You write print A is B, that will also give you true.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. Clear? So if you, let's say now, if you write dollar and a dollar, now check A is B. In this case, it is returning false. Why? Because it is creating two different objects because of this dollar. But if you check ID of A of 0 and ID of B of 0, that will be same. Okay. Not only this, let's check print of ID of A of ID of A of 0 and 0 and ID of B of -1. Okay, fine, execute this. Both IDs are same. I'm checking the ID of this and ID of this, both are same. It means dollar is created only once. Okay, so element level, they are following the same ID, but at the whole string level, they will be using the different IDs. Okay, clear?
Yes, Abhishek, it's clear.
Yeah, Abhishek.
Okay, so this is the object usability concept and membership and identity operator. I hope you guys have no question till here. Anyone having any question, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going into the methods on the strings. Any question, guys?
No, Abhishek. Fine.
Fine.
Okay, so let's start with the string methods. Now, what all string methods we have? So see, string is one of the most used data structure in any programming language. For example, your name, your email ID, your address, your father's name, your mother's name, anything you take, most of the data can be kept into the string data structure. Okay, and it is the one of the most used data structure. That's the reason learning string is one of the most important part of any programming language. And not learning string, but learning the operation related to this string is also one of the important part. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are going to discuss the methods related to strings from here. And yeah, that's it. So let's start. Here of STR. So now what I did here, I did dir of str. Now what is this dir? Remember, dir is the method in Python using which you can get a list of the methods with respect to an object. For example, if you don't remember that what all the method we have inside a string or for a string object, you can simply write dir of str. It will be giving you the list of the methods available for the string object. Clear? So in this, you will see there are two types of method. One are the built-in method, which are starting and ending both with the double underscore, and another are these methods. These all also are the built-in method, but we can use this to do the operation on this string. We will be learning these methods. Okay, we are not going to learn those methods which are starting and ending both with the double underscore. Okay, guys. Fine, everyone. We are going to learn only these methods. And why we are learning these methods? Using these methods, we can manipulate a string. Whereas these methods will not be useful for us. They are used internally. Whenever you perform some operation, they are used for some internal purposes. Okay.
They are built-in functions.
Yeah, they are built-in functions, methods, you can say. Yeah. Clear, guys? Any question?
Abhishek, one question I had.
Yes.
Is it possible for element-wise assignment for a string? Like
element-wise assignment, string is an immutable object. String is an immutable object. Let me discuss it before this method. String is immutable object. What do you mean by immutable object? Immutable means string cannot be modified. Remember, when I'm saying string cannot be modified, what do you mean by this? So this statement means that after the modification, if you are modifying, so modification will not be done
in the same memory location.
In the same string object at same ID. Clear, everyone? Fine.
Like if you modify it, the first value will be there and the second value will also be there. The first value will
second value, it will create a new object.
Yeah, the meaning
For
first
example,
value is not gone.
Yes, and also if you want to understand what is immutability, so immutability simply means you can say item assignment is not possible. Why? Because item assignment tries to change into the same object, so it is not possible. For example, let's say we have my underscore str is equal to Python. Okay, Now let's do the item assignment. Item assignment. So we will do my underscore str of 0 is equal to j. At p, I want to replace p with j. So if I'll do that, I'll be getting the error. Type error, which gives str object does not support item assignment. Clear, everyone? Clear, guys? Item assignment is not possible. Fine. It is immutable. Now, if you are modifying this string, for example, I can modify the string. I will write here my underscore str. I'll be writing my underscore or mod underscore str is equal to modified string. My underscore str dot swap case. Okay. This is a method which swaps the cases of this string. It means the capital letters will become small and small letters will become capital. Okay. Now let's print mod underscore str. Okay. Execute this. So if you see mod underscore str is what? Capital has become small and small has become capital. Right? Fine. But what about the my underscore str? Is it changed? No. My underscore str is not changed. Okay. If you see my underscore str, it is still as it is. Okay. So if you will check the ID of mod underscore str, so ID of mod underscore str is different. And if you check the ID of my underscore str, that is different. It means both are existing at the different memory location. It means if you are making any changes to the immutable object, it will be creating a new object. Okay. If that changes are allowed. Okay. If it is not allowed, you will not be able to perform. For example, item assignment is not allowed. You cannot do that. Clear, guys?
Abhishek, why we are writing my underscore str?
Sorry, one by one. Hema, can you please go ahead?
Yes, why we are writing my underscore str?
My underscore str because we want to make the, we want to swap the cases of this string. So we have to write my underscore str.
So this is the command.
Yeah, this is the command. This is where you have to write it.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Okay. Yes, next question.
Can you repeat this item assignment? I didn't understand.
Item assignment is what you have to assign a value to a particular location. So I'm trying to assign this j at 0 index. Okay, this is not possible because it does not support item assignment. Which item supports item assignment? Item assignment is possible into mutable objects. For example, list is a mutable object. Okay, here you can do the item assignment. Let's see. LST is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay. Now if I write LST of 0 is equal to 100. Okay. And print LST, comma ID of LST. Now I have done this changes. Now execute this. When you will execute it,
ID of LST. It's wrong.
if you'll execute it,
Next one also.
if you'll execute it, you'll see that LST before the operation is this and ID is same 7272, right? Now, after performing this operation, we have changed the value at 0 index and the ID is also similar as previous one. It means it has made the changes to the existing object, isn't it? This is what the mistake is. Yes? Fine, everyone?
Yes.
Any question, guys? Now let's come to the method. So we are going to start first. Let's start with these methods. Capitalize. Capitalize. Then I'll be taking case fold. Then I'll be taking center count, center spine format, format map index. Run slower. And it starts with strips web case title. And then we have upper. So in this, I'm going to discuss the only those methods which we are going to use in our day-to-day life. Rest all few method I'll be leaving upon you, and I'll tell you that how you can check on your own. In case if you find those method, or if you find the application of those method, you can check the definition and you can learn those method. Like using method is very simple. Okay, the only thing you need to understand, for example, these methods also you may not remember forever. You may forget, because we are not going to use these methods very regularly, right? So you may forget it. So I'll tell you that how you can check the definition of those methods, and you can easily get the definition, so that in case if you want to make any changes, or if you want to use that method, how you can use it. Okay, so I'll be using this method also, ends with and starts with. Now let's see, we have my underscore str is equal to this is the string we have. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to capitalize this string. So as we know that performing any operation on this string, that will be creating a new string. So I'm allocating that to a new string of variable capitalized for cap underscore str is equal to my underscore str dot capitalize. This is called the dot operator. Okay, now what it tells that you want to apply the capitalize method, which is going to capitalize this string, my underscore str string. Okay, and then this will create a new string object which you are assigning to the variable capital underscore string. So if you will check capital underscore string after this operation and my underscore string after this operation, so capital underscore string will, here all the letters will be capitalized, whereas in the my underscore string it will be as it is. So if I will execute it, you can see capitalize. Okay, so capitalize method, what it does, capitalize, it capitalizes the first character of the first word. Okay, this is what the capitalize means. So it will capitalize the first character only of the first word. Okay, this is the capitalize method. Next we have case fold and lower method. What these two method does, so these two method both are used to convert all the letters into the smaller case. For example, let's say if I'm writing case underscore string is equal to my underscore str dot case fold. Okay, and also I'll be writing low underscore str is equal to my underscore str dot lower. Okay, now let's print this. So if you will be printing case underscore str comma id of case underscore str, print low underscore str comma id of low underscore str, sorry, and last print my underscore str comma id of my underscore str. So let me know one thing here, id of all these three string object will remain same or different?
It will be different.
It will be different because any operation on this string object will create a different string object, right? So if you will execute it, you will find that everything is first converted into the lower case and the IDs are different.
Yes.
So I have a question here. What's the difference between the case fold and lower? Do they provide the same function?
Okay.
Yeah.
So case fold is more aggressive than the lower function. Okay. Okay. For example, and what does it mean? So see, lower function will be able to convert everything into the lower case only for those characters which are specified into the ASCII table. If you are taking any character which is outside of the ASCII table, case lower function will not be able to work on it. For example, Let's say this is the string. Okay. Now, if you see this last character, this is not a ASCII character. Okay. It is a German character which is not defined in the ASCII table. It is defined in the Unicode. Okay. So this case fold function will take any character outside, like any character defined in the Unicode or outside of the ASCII table, and it will convert it into the lowercase. In the lowercase, this character is written as the double S. You can see here it is written into the double S. Okay. So what will happen? Let's say if you will apply here print my underscore str dot lower. Okay. And same function if you will apply as the case fold. So this will be giving you in the case fold, it will be able to convert it into the lowercase. Lower will not. Okay.
Okay, got it, Abhishek. Thank you.
Fine. Clear, guys? Any question here?
No.
Okay. Next we have swap case. Swap case we have seen. Swap case swaps the cases, right? So we can use swap underscore str is equal to my underscore str dot swap case. Okay. Now print swap underscore str. So if you will execute it, it will swap the cases of all the letters inside this string. Okay. Fine. Now next we have the title method. So we have title underscore str is equal to my underscore str dot title. Okay. Print title underscore str, execute it. So now what is the title method? Title method converts first letter of every word into capital yes. Okay. If you will execute it, so you'll see the first letter of every word is in the capital case. Okay. Now similar to lower, we have the upper function, so we can write upper underscore str is equal to my underscore str dot upper function, and now we can print upper underscore str, execute this. So all the letters are converted into the uppercase. Okay. Fine.
How is title different from capitalize?
Capitalize is only the first character of the first word. Okay. Here it is the first letter of every word. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now next we have ends with and starts with. Okay. Now what is this ends with and starts with? So these methods are used to check whether, okay, so I didn't discuss these things. So let's say if you want to check on any method, what is the definition and all. So you can simply go ahead and you can write here shift tab. Okay. Shift tab. On any method, you can go ahead and write shift tab. Okay. Just press shift tab. Okay. What it will do, it will be giving you this window which you can expand and check the definition and the doc string written for that. Okay. Fine.
Is this the functionality of Jupyter Notebook alone, or
yeah, this works in the this command works on the Jupyter Notebook. In the other functions, you have some other command, but this feature you have on the other IDs. Okay. Only the different commands will work there.
Oh. Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So now next, let's say we have the next method we have is the ends with and the starts with. So ends with and starts with methods are used to check whether string is starting and ending with a particular character or not. For example, it will return you the Boolean values. Starts with and ends with returns Boolean values. Okay. For example, I may write print my underscore str dot starts with. I may check whether it is starting with capital P. Yes, it is starting with capital P. It will return me true. Okay, not only with a single character, I can check with a multiple character also. Peter, yes, it is starting with this, it is giving me true. If you will be checking with a character which is not starting with it, so it will be giving you false. Okay, fine everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Similarly, you can check whether it is ending with a particular character. My underscore str dot ends with. You may also you may check whether it is starting whether it is ending with s. Okay, small s. Yes, it is true. It is ending with s. Okay. Now you may check whether it is ending with peppers. P-E-P-P-E-R-S. Yes, it is ending with peppers. It is giving you true. Okay, and if you will check it with a group of or a character which is not ending with that, so it will give you false. Okay, fine everyone.
If I want to check whether Peter is coming in between, something like that, then?
So let's say if you want to check whether it is from here this string is starting with picked or not, or p or not. Okay, so you can check here this way. Print my underscore str dot starts with, and you may write here picked, P-I-C-K-E-D. Okay, from where you want to check, you have to give the index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So you want to check whether from 12 it is starting with the picked character or not. So if you'll be running it, it is giving you true, because from 12th index it is starting with picked. Clear?
Yes.
Abhishek, one quick question regarding upper method. Is it going to convert upper case for ASCII and Unicode, both the characters?
Yeah, for all the character uppercase.
Okay.
Anything else, guys?
In Jupyter, is there a way to know which all methods are available to us? For example, if I type mystr dot.
No. Okay, so yes, so that way you can type this way. Print my underscore str tab dot tab. Okay, let's scroll it down. You can check. Okay. Tab, not shift tab, tab. Okay, guys, any other question on starts with, ends with?
No, Abhishek.
Next,
Abhishek, just one sec. If I want to check that whether picked is existing in my string or not, then in that case?
Membership operation, just now we have done that.
Okay, yeah, fine.
Okay. Next, we have these functions. Okay. So let's see how we can perform these functions. So what these functions is, so basically is alnum, these all functions, first of all, these all functions are going to return you true or false. So is alnum function returns true if string is alphanumeric. Okay, else false. Okay, fine. Alphanumeric means it can be only alphabet also, it can be only numeric also, it can be alphanumeric also. But if it will have special character, it will return you false. Okay, now is alpha. So is alpha is going to return you, is alpha is going to return you true, returns true if string is alphabets. Okay. Similarly, you have is ASCII. So is ASCII will return true if it is an ASCII character. Okay. Next we have is decimal. Now is decimal, is digit, and is numeric. These all functions are same. So there is this numeric also. Okay. They all check whether a number is numeral or not. The only thing the difference is, like for example, is numeric and is decimal will take the Unicode characters or any representation of the numbers, whether it is hexadecimal, decimal, or you can say Roman numbers, or any other numbers you will take. Is numeric and is decimal will accept it, but is digit will not accept it. Okay, each digit will take only 0 to 9. Okay, now is identifier. What this is identifier? Returns true if it is a valid identifier. Exception. Returns true for keywords. Okay, that is the exception. Now, is lower function returns true if all the characters are in the lower case. Okay, is printable returns true if it is in the printable form, or it is printable. Is space returns true if string is a space character. Okay, is title returns true if string is in title case. Is upper returns true if string is in uppercase. Okay.
So Abhishek, is identifier, right? Returns true if it is a valid identifier. So if it is not a valid identifier, it will show a syntax error, right?
False.
No, where is it being used? Because when we compile it, it will show a syntax error if it is not a valid identifier, right?
No, when you don't write a valid identifier, that will show you the syntax error. No, here it is a function. No, in the function you are passing a string value to just check whether it is a valid identifier or not. So that will return true or false. If it is a valid, it will return true, or else it will return false. You are not
doing comparison, obviously, right?
no? Yes.
It's doing comparison, right? Yeah.
Sorry?
Is it doing comparison with the string?
No, I don't understand your question. Can you please repeat? Hello?
No, each identifier is doing comparison, right?
No, it is not doing any comparison. It is checking whether it is a valid identifier or not. That's it. It will return you. You may need to check, right? Let's say if you want to check whether a identifier or whether a name which I'm going to use, whether it is a valid or not. You can go ahead and check it. If it is according to the rules, it will return true. If it is not following the rules, it is false.
And this is printable. This string is printable only, right? Or is there any exception?
Let's see it with an example. So first of all, we have a string. So we are having a string, let's say Python 987. Okay. Dot is alnum. This is going to return true. Why? Because it is alphanumeric, right? You may also write only the alphabets. In this case, that will also return true. You may also write only the numerics 987. That will also return you true. But if you will take anything which is the having apart from alphanumeric, if anything else you will take, then that will return false. Okay. So this is alnum function. Next we have is alpha function. So instead of is alpha, if you are writing here is alpha, that is going to return false because it is not alphabet. If you will take only numerics, that will also return false because it is not alphabet. If you will take only alphabets, then it will return you true. Okay, fine. Next, we have is ASCII. For example, let's say if we are writing print this is the string dot is ASCII. Tell me, is it ASCII character? No, it is returning false. Okay, but if you will write the same thing here, you will replace it with double S. This is true. Okay, this is what is ASCII.
Abhishek, can
Now
we write
next, sorry.
Can we write it in one line? Like is alpha 3 times you have mentioned. So 292, 293, 294. Those 3 commands we can write in one line.
Yes.
But we have to separate them by a comma, right?
Yes.
Yeah, got it. And one more question, Abhishek. You have mentioned valid identifier. Can we get an example of identifier which is not valid?
Yeah, check no. Print, let's say, if you have an identifier num.
Okay.
Dot is identifier. Okay, that will return you true. Okay, because it is a valid identifier. You may write num1, right? This is also valid identifier, but tell me, is it a valid identifier?
I cannot see your screen.
False.
Yeah, one num. This is invalid. It cannot start from a number.
Correct.
Yeah, got it.
It's invalid, so it is false. Okay. Fine. Similarly, you have is printable, right? So no need to explain is lower or is title or is upper or is decimal digit numeric, right? So let's see is printable. Okay. And I will show you is space, these 2 functions. Okay. So let's see the is printable. Let's say we have this is \n Python class. Okay. Dot is printable. If I'll be executing this, this is going to give me false. Okay. Why? So let's see it here. So printable means if you are printing any string, all the characters inside that string should be printed. So is it printing \n here? No, it is executing that, right? \n is executed, which is a escape sequence, and it is giving you a new line, correct? So it is not printing \n. Whereas now let's say if you will write this same string here, but with the once more single \, okay, and then here you will write is printable. Now it will be printing true. Why? Because now if you will print this string, so this is printing \n on this string, right? On the screen, correct? Understood? What is printable?
Yeah, but
yeah.
Yes. Yes, go ahead.
I'm asking where is this print is printable? How do we use it? Where is it used?
It is not used anywhere. It is used to just check where you will use this is alnum, where you will use is alpha. It is just to use perform some operation to check whether a string is into this format or not. Return some true false values, and then you can do some manipulation on the string.
Okay.
We don't use this is printable. What is the use? How I can say I have not used actually these functions. And in the data analysis, we don't use these Python functions, but it is there. We are learning it. Okay. So it's like any function. It's not like you are going to use it. You may use it. You may not use it. Depends. When you have to use, you should know that. Okay. As of now, I have not used this function. I'm working in Python from past 3-4 years, but I have not used this function. Okay, many of these functions. Any question, guys?
No, Abhishek.
No, Abhishek.
Okay.
Abhishek, what about is decimal? What will be the string in that case?
You can pass the decimal values. It will check whether it is a decimal value or not. For example,
Meaning a float kind of a number, is it?
float value is having the decimal values, right? For example, let's say print 0b1010. Okay, dot is decimal. Execute it. Where is the error? Is decimal. So this is returning you false. Why? Because this is not the decimal representation. But if you will write, let's say this is same thing with 10. Okay, this is returning you true because it is in the decimal format, right? Okay. Okay, so we have seen the is printable. Next is space function. What this is space function does. So is space function checks whether the string is a space or not. For example, let's say this dot is space. Okay, it is going to return you true. Why? Because this is a space character, right? Not only this, you may use this one also. \n, \t, \v, \f. These all are the space characters. So if you're running it, this is also giving you true because all these things are the space characters. Okay. So for example, let's say if you're writing print \n, this is a new line. This is a new line. Okay. If you will write \t, that is a tab space. If you will write \v, that is a vertical field. If you will write \f, so that is a horizontal field. Okay. Fine. So these all are the space characters.
What about /r? I'm not wrong. Line feed. /n/r.
That is also, let's see, \r. That is also a space character. Okay. Fine, everyone. Any other question on these methods? So these all are the simple method. Not much use of these functions, but it is there. We are learning it, so it is done. Now the important functions now we have is, so next I'm going to discuss the find method. Next we have rfind index and rindex. So we have index. I'll discuss index and join both. Index and join both. Then replace rfind rindex. These methods will be discussed. Let's see it here. Replace rfind and index. Then we have rsplit. Split. Yes. These all methods are also there. Strip. Strip and count method. Strip and count method. Okay, rest all method you may check on your own. So as I have said, so there are few assignment on these methods also which you can practice. Okay, so this method you can check. We don't use quite regularly, so you may use them. Format is the same function which we have learned. So this one also I will remove from here. This we have already discussed. And the method are this, so you may check these methods. Okay. Now let's start with these methods. So these all are the important method. Now we are going to start with the find, rfind, index and rindex method. Find, rfind, index and R index method. These all are the 4 methods which we are going to discuss. Now what this method does, so these methods, all these methods find the or returns the index of string or substring which you are looking for into the given string. Okay, fine. Now find and index methods looks for substring from left to right. Find and R index methods looks for substring from right to left. Okay, and they both returns the index. Okay, the difference between find and index method is if substring is not found, then find method returns -1. Whereas index method returns value error. Okay, fine. Now let's see it with an example. We have this my string. Now, if I'll be writing print my underscore str dot find, and I'm looking for a substring capital P. So where it is found, first, it is at 0 index. It will return the index here. Okay, it is returning 0. Okay, you may write I'm looking for PIPER, a single character also, a group of character also. It will return the first occurrence of this piper in this string. What is the first occurrence? It is this one, right? So first, it will always return the first occurrence. Where is that? This method returns the index of first occurrence of substring which you are looking for into the given string. Okay, it will execute it. The first occurrence of piper is the 6th index, so it is returning you 6th index. Clear? Fine. Now you may also write print my underscore str dot find. You are looking for, let's say, PI. Okay, but you are looking for this PI after 8th index. So you can mention the index from which index you are looking for it. So let's say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. After 12 index. So from 13 index onwards you are looking for. So if you will not write this, it will give you 12, right? But if you'll be writing here 13 or 14, so after 13 and 14, what is the next occurrence? This. So it will return you the index of this, which is 29. Okay.
So Abhishek, can we define range in this as well, like to search this particular character between a range?
Yes. For example, 13 between, let's say I may say 27. So between 13 and 27, it is not there. So it will return -1.
Okay.
Okay. Now next we may write my underscore str dot find, not find, R find. Okay. If you will be writing here, let's say not R find, let me write find, and I'm looking for PI. So what it is going to return? It is going to return 12 now, right? But if you will do R find here, then what it will do? It will do this search from right hand side. It will match this string and it will return the first occurrence of this substring from the right hand side, the index of that. But remember that will return the positive index only, not the negative index. Okay, it is returning 29. From right side, R find. From right side, what is the first occurrence here? PI. It is returning you 29. Okay, fine, clear. Now same thing happens in the index method also. You can replace this find with index method. So R index. Okay, now comment this one. As of now, if you'll execute this, so this is fine, right? Everything is there. So 0, then 6, then this is 12, and this is 29. But if you will execute this between 13 and 27, there is no PI. It will give you the value error. Okay, whereas find method was giving -1. Clear? This is the difference. Fine, everyone.
Abhishek, can you do a shift tab on that method index? Just wanted to understand how we read that documentation.
So just do shift tab. This is not working. Yes.
What does this square bracket indicate here? Is it saying it is optional or?
Yes, it is optional.
Okay.
Fine, everyone. Clear, guys? Any question?
Clear.
Okay. So now next we have the next method we are having the, yes.
Is there a way to find all the occurrences of a particular substring? Like this is only giving me the first.
You have to write the loop. You have to write the loop.
Okay.
Okay. So let's start with the strip, lstrip, and rstrip method.
Abhishek, one question. In case of R index also, will it look at the positive index or will it work?
Yes, positive index only. It gives only the positive index. Okay. Now, next, let's say count method. We are looking for, we will see the count method, how it works. So count method mainly used to count the number of times a substring is repeating. Okay. For example, if I'll be writing my underscore str dot count of p, so it will be giving me the total count of p. Okay, so it is repeating total 7 times. Let's say if I'll be writing here how many times pe, not only one character, I can look for a group of character also. It will be giving me 4 times it is repeating. Okay, fine. Now you can specify the start and end value also for the count method. For example, if you are looking for this PE between 10 and 29 index, between 10 and 29 index, so it will be telling you that how many times it is repeating between 10 and 29. It is repeating only 1 time. Okay, clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So this is the count method. Next we have the strip, lstrip, and rstrip method. So now these methods are used to remove the unnecessary spaces from the beginning or from the end of the string. Okay, does not remove the unnecessary spaces from in between the strings. Okay, fine. Now strip removes spaces from both sides. Lstrip removes spaces from left side, and R strip removes spaces from right side. Okay, now let's see that. So we have a string, the same my underscore str is equal to this is Python class. Okay, you have some space in the beginning, in the end, in between the strings. So if you will apply here, let's say print my underscore str one dot strip. Okay, run this. It will remove the spaces from the both side. You can see there is no space on the left side, and even there is no space on the right side also. Okay, now if you will write L strip, so it will remove only from the left side, but there is a space on the right hand side. You can see here. And if you will write R strip, then it will remove the spaces from the right side, but not from the left side. You can see there is a space on the left side. Okay, fine. So these all are the strip methods which we are using to remove the spaces. Okay.
Abhishek, there is no remedy for removing the spaces between Python and class. There is a huge gap, right?
You can do that. You can do this way. You can do this.
Replace method, I think replace.
Yeah, you can use replace method also, but in the replace method you have to count these spaces. Instead of that, you'll be learning it here. You will tell me that how you can do that. Okay, so just give me some time. Now let's see the replace method, what this replace method does. So replace method basically used to replace a string. Okay, used to replace a substring from the given string. Okay, for example, let's say if you are having my underscore str is equal to you have already my underscore str, my underscore str. So this is Peter, right? So what I want to do, I want to replace, so I'll be writing my underscore str dot replace. I'm replacing, so I have to write the string which I want to replace. I'm replacing P. With what string I'm replacing? With Z. Okay, and in which string I'm replacing, so that I have already given. So if you will execute it, it will replace all the occurrences of P with the Z. You can see here. Okay, fine. Now there is a count attribute that is default set to -1. You can change that to let's say you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, total 5 occurrences. Let's say you want to replace only 3 occurrences, so you can run that and it will remove only the 3 occurrences. Where is that? 1, 2, and 3. Okay, fine.
Abhishek, if we want to replace in a particular word, like this P in this Piper in particular word, we want to replace. So
where?
Right. Like in this Peter Piper, yeah.
Right.
The small p only in this word we want to replace a small p.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
You can do this way. You have to access that. Okay. So write it. What is the index of this? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 6 colon 11. Okay, now it will replace P with.
Okay.
Now, so the next one we have is.
Abhishek, sorry. Could you please scroll down? Yeah. So now here you've taken it as 3, correct? Like the P is replaced with a Z, and it's taken from the third string. So is it always from right to left? No, is it always from right to left?
1 minute. Not third string. It is the 3 occurrences of P should be replaced with Z. Remove this. Okay. So 3 occurrences of P will be replaced with Z. 1, 2, 3. Rest all will not be replaced.
Okay.
So what he is asking is if we can do it from right to left.
Yeah.
Like negative index.
Right to left.
So will it be -3?
No. We don't have that.
Can you just try by putting -3 if there is any output coming by?
is removing everything. Will not work. Only thing. Okay. If you want to do it from right side, you can do that. There are different ways of doing that. You will not be doing it this way. This
Okay.
program. Okay.
Okay.
So split and join method. These all are the three left method. Now let's discuss these three methods. So now what is the split and join method? So split method, split is used to split the string from the specified delimiter. Okay, and join is used to join or list into a string format. Split returns a list after splitting a string, and join returns a string after joining a list. Okay, now let's see that what exactly it is. My string, right? This is the my string. Okay, now let's see if I'm writing my underscore str dot split. Execute this. It returns a list of words. The default delimiter is a space. So if you will mention a space character here, this string will be splitted with a space character. So starting from here, it is looking for this space. Wherever is a space, it will split this string at that location. Then after space, it will look for the next word. So it is starting from here, and the next space is here. So it is the second element of the list. Then after space, this is the third element of the list. This is the fourth element of the list, and so on. Clear? So wherever a space is there, it is splitting it from there.
Abhishek,
okay.
Inside the split function, suppose if we want to split it by p, then can you show the output?
You can write here p, run this. It will be splitting it from small p. Now tell me, starting from the beginning, where is the first occurrence of small p?
Third word. Oh yeah, second word.
Okay. Now in this, after this p is not included, but after this p, where is the next occurrence of small p? This, right?
Yeah.
Next, after this p is not included. Which is the next occurrence? Here, right? After this, this is the next, and so on. Okay.
One more question. Can we put two conditions here, like small p and a capital P? No.
No, that you can do it using regular expression. Those operations.
Okay, regex, right?
Using regular expression. Yeah.
That their regex will come into occurrence, right?
Yes.
By
yes.
Okay.
Abhishek.
Yes.
Here that we have given p, small p as a delimiter, and in the final result, that small p is deleted.
Yes.
So is there a way that we can include that as well in the second element of the list?
With this split, it is not possible. With this split, it is not possible. It will remove that delimiter from the result. Okay.
Okay. So how do we do that?
What?
If we
you
want
want
to include that small p.
You run a loop. Then you run a loop and then keep on appending p also in the list.
Okay.
Okay. So loop we have not covered. I'll not discuss that one as of now. These are the assignments problems. Okay, so this will be there in the assignment. You can do that. But as of now, split method is clear. How we can split a string, and what will be the result?
Yes, Abhishek.
Okay. Now you can use the R split method also, but the difference between split and R split is nothing. It will be giving you the same output. The only thing is it will start splitting from the right hand side, but it will never give you the string into the reverse order. For example, my underscore str dot R split, if you are using with, let's say, p, if you are saying, then it is giving you the same thing. Okay, same thing. Just the thing is, it will start doing the splitting from this side first. Okay, internally. Okay. Fine.
Okay, I get it that it is splitting from the right side, but the output should be like in the reverse way, right? Like ERS should come.
No, output, no, output will not be in the reverse order. It will be coming in the same order.
Okay.
Okay.
Abhishek,
Instead
would
of
you mind?
appending, you can.
Abhishek, would you mind only this part showing in the Thorny editor? Like
This will not show you in the Thorny editor the way you want.
Okay.
Okay, because it is not a code, explicit code I'm writing, right? I'm writing
just a command. Yeah.
It will just execute in one line. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
So now this is the split method, and next we have the join method. Now what this join method does, so join method joins this, let's say if this is the output and if you want to join it together, then you can join that. Now remember, it is only join method in whole string concept which has different syntax. Okay, what is the syntax? As of now, what you have done, you have written first this string and then the method and then the argument, right? In the case of join method, the syntax is first you have to write the delimiter here, okay, and then dot join method. Here you have to pass a list or the tuple which you want to join. Okay, fine. For example, this is the splitted string, right? SPL underscore str is equal to this. Now I want to join this string with P. So I'll be writing here my delimiter is P dot join method, and the list which I want to join is SPL underscore str. Execute this. So it is giving you this. Okay, so what it did actually, if you will print SPL underscore str, okay, so first it has taken this. Now after this P will be there, right? So it has added P, and then the rest of the word it has added. So ER space is added. Then after that, this is the next element. So before that P is there, P will be added, picked, and so on. So this way, this string is joined. This will be more clearer if you will do this one. For example, let's say if you want to split my underscore str dot split, right? If you will do this, then how it will split? It will split according to the space, right? It has splitted according to the space. Now this is a list. You are passing this to a join function. You are passing to the join function, right? Dot. Now you want to join it using what? Using a space character, right? Write a space character, it will be joined using a space character. Now this delimiter can be anything. You can pass a colon. Okay. You may pass a arrow. Okay. Underscore. Double underscore. You may pass arrow also. For example, this is okay. Fine. So any delimiter you can use. Clear, guys?
Yeah, Abhishek, the result we got from the split method, is it a list?
Yes, split method always returns you a list.
Okay.
Okay, guys, any question here in these methods?
I can, so by default, if I don't put anything in the delimiter, it will by default add space.
No, if you will not put anything, you have to write at least something. If you write this, then what will happen? It is an empty string, so it will not keep any delimiter between them.
It will give me an output. Okay.
Yes, this is a space, space. Okay. Clear, guys? Any question here?
No, Abhishek.
Okay.
It's clear.
So we are done with this thing. Let me know.
Abhishek, I have question regarding index and counter. In case of counter, if we count a specific character like P in that whole string, I want to get the count of P as well as the index of P, how many times it came and what are the indexes of that P. Is it possible to get that?
Yes. This is the string, right? I will be using one int is equal to -1, and then I'll be running a loop while true, and then here I'll be writing ind is equal to I'll be using count is equal to 0. ind is equal to my underscore str dot find, and then I'm writing here I'm looking for p, right? And then I'll be looking for ind plus 1. Okay, now if ind equal to -1, then break. Okay, else count plus equal to 1, print ind print total count of p is count. Execute this. You have, these all are the indexes where p is occurring, small p is occurring. Okay, and the total count is 7 of small p. Clear? Fine.
Yes, fine.
Okay. So anything else, guys? Any other question? Now, let's do one thing. Now, someone asked me that you want to replace Z from the right hand side, correct? First 3 occurrence of G from the right hand side. Now tell me,
Yes.
who wants to do that with these methods?
It was me, Abhishek. It's Raj here.
Okay, so anyone can try this. Anyone can try this question. Try to replace 3p from the right hand side with G. Replace p with Z. 3p replace with Z from the right hand side, not from the left hand side. Just tell me how we will proceed. Okay.
Can we reverse the string and do this operation?
That's good. Really good thought. Let's see that. We will be doing here my underscore str dot split. Okay. Colon -1. This is, sorry. Or we could have done this way also, no? My underscore str colon
It's a
-1
negative index, yeah.
dot, sorry, colon -1 dot replace. Okay, and after what I will do here, I will write p with Z and then colon -1. Only 3, right? Here I have to write comma 3. Execute this. Clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything
Yes,
else?
clear.
I didn't get the last. Why did you put that colon -1 in the end?
Remove this, then you will understand. So what we are doing here, first we reversed it, then we replaced it. So replacing in the reverse order, right? It is replacing in the beginning. Now I want the original string, so I'll be writing colon -1 to get the original string. Now we are getting in this order.
Okay.
Okay. Fine, everyone. Any other question? Anything else, guys?
No, Abhishek.
No, Abhishek, nothing from my end.
Fine then. So I'm ending this session today here. What I'll be doing, I'll be uploading the string assignment. Okay. We are left with the operator, which we will start next week. And after completing the operator, I'll be uploading the int float complex and Boolean assignment. Okay. I can upload that if you are interested, I'll be uploading int, float, complex, and Boolean assignment also. Go ahead and try doing that. If anything you feel that not discussed or you have not covered, so we'll be covering it in the upcoming classes. But I'll be uploading the assignment of int, float, complex, Boolean, and string. Okay, string is completed. You can try all the string assignments. Okay, whatever string assignments I have, I'll be uploading that. You can try that, and rest all we'll be discussing in the upcoming classes. Okay.
Yeah, Abhishek, I actually missed a class yesterday and I could not go through the recording yet. So was there any assignments that I've missed yesterday?
No. Yesterday, what we did? Yesterday we
This
did.
only float and this.
We started with the data types. Okay.
Okay.
We started with the fundamental data types. So we discussed integers, then different ways of representing the integers, int, float, complex, Boolean, and then we saw a few concepts, then memory management in Python, then we saw float, complex, and then we saw typecasting, which all values are accepted by int, float, and complex functions. And then we saw string. So in the string, we just the basic discussion we did here. In that, what we did, we checked this string. We saw the properties of this string, how we can define this string. We saw indexing and slicing. That's it. So indexing and slicing, and that's it.